Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Today it's already it's a little after midnight. I mentioned this on the stream earlier yesterday morning, that I wasn't going to be able to do a show tomorrow morning, or you could say Saturday morning, the day of the playoffs starting, because my son had soccer early in the morning. So give you guys my thoughts now. I have made 2 official bets and some things that I do have in the chamber. Locked and loaded. Not sure if I'll pull the trigger though. Game ones are tough, man. They're really, really tough. But before we do that, let's jump into a recap of what happened in the NBA on Friday night. We had 2 playing games, and I split. I took Miami, and as nice of a win as it was to see that one go through, and we have been cashing too. I think we have on a nice little run. Miami plus the 1, they won the game outright. I did do a show with Cal earlier as well. I gave out Miami team total first half over 56.5. That was an easy winner. I forgot to send it out to the members, so I never include those. And in Dallas, this is what spoiled it. Dallas never really even showed up. Just dominated on the boards. Ja Morant did whatever he wanted to. Just never really showed up defensively on the glass at all. Memphis did whatever they wanted to in that game. So that was a tough one. We end up a little negative in profit on the plays for today, but it's a bunch of games tomorrow, later today, bunch of ways to make some money. So let's jump into it for tomorrow. First off, we'll start with jaXon, as we always do. AI sports betting, handicapping, homie, tool, whatever you want to call it, assistant. Use the promo code ChrisBeCappinn with 2 P's and 2 N's, and it'll save you 50% when you sign up, to save tons of time on your research and your analysis for these player props, size totals, team totals, whatever it is that you're looking to bet. So first prompt I asked jaXon was, because the playoffs are starting, we know that the unders are going to start hitting, right? So I'm curious to know what jaXon likes as far as an under for tomorrow's game. So I asked jaXon, what's the best under prop for tomorrow's NBA playoff games? And jaXon likes Jamal Murray under his 3.5 boards tomorrow, -105. Why the bet stands out. Murray has struggled to hit the line against the Clippers, averaging just 2.5 rebounds in 4 matchups this season. The Clippers ranked number 1 in defense against opposing guards, making it difficult for Murray to grab boards in this matchup. Over his last 20 games, Murray's averaged 3.8 rebounds per game, but his hit rate for the under at this line is 35% during that span. At home, Murray averages 3.75 rebounds per game, further supporting the likelihood of him staying under this number. So jaXon likes ESPN bet Jamal Murray under 3.5 boards, -105. Not sure if I'll be playing that, but that's what jaXon likes. Another one I wanted to give you guys 2. So the next one I asked jaXon was, what's the best total bet for tomorrow? And jaXon likes the Clippers and the Nuggets up and over to 223.5. And why this bet stands out, the Clippers and Nuggets have been trending towards higher scoring games. The totals have gone over in 4 to 5 meetings between the 2 teams. Denver's defense has struggled post All-Star break with a defensive rating of 117.8 compared to 113.7 before the break. This decline has led to higher scoring games. The Clippers have been on an offensive tear, averaging 124.6 points per game over the last 5. James Harden has been particularly aggressive, averaging 25.9 points per game in April. The total opened at 223.5 and remains steady, indicating confidence in a higher scoring game. So jaXon likes Jamal Murray under, same game too. Jamal Murray under 3.5 boards. Denver and Clippers up and over 223.5. Can't say I disagree, especially with the Clippers and Denver to go up and over the total. And I actually bet that game. So no further ado, like I said, check out jaXon if you're interested. No further ado, let's jump into it for tomorrow. So first game we got up, it looks like this line has moved all the way to 6 now in favor of the Indiana Pacers. 5.5s are out there as well. Total has come down. I think in my notes, I wrote that this opened at 225.5. I think I wrote that this opened at 226. Let's just go find it just to make sure. So 226, I think is what it opened at. Yeah, 226. The total has come down. And this is going to be more of a best bet show, right? Like I'm not going through all the ifs and the ands and all that good stuff. But before I do want to give you guys some trends real quick, just some historical trends before we even jump into anything. All right, so it's playoff basketball now. All right, let's jump into a couple trends before it needs to apply to all the games, right? So historical trends: teams with home court advantage in game one of the first round win at a very high rate. Teams winning game one at home in the first round have a 105 to 13 or 105 and 13, 89% series win rate from 1947 all the way to last season, indicating a strong correlation between taking game one at home and then advancing in the series. So we'll see how that goes for some of these home teams. All 8 teams in the first round last year did win game one. Game ones typically go to the home team and they go under. So since 2018, home favorites in game ones of the first round specifically are 27 and 27-14 straight up, 66%. And you know what? I got to put this bet in real quick because I was kind of waiting for this number to open. I will be fading Memphis in this first game, so I will be adding that. Looks like the line opened at 11.5 and it's already moving. So I got to find the 11.5 real quick. So I know I'm doing the show live, but just bear with me for a second because I do want this 11.5 with the Oklahoma City Thunder. But that game isn't until Sunday. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's already up to 12.5. That was quick. That was really, really quick. But you know what? I think the 11.5, I think the 12.5, I think it's all going to be good money. I do want to fade Memphis in that game. I'm thinking it's going to close closer to 14 or 15. So I will be fading Memphis. Let me just get this in real quick. Looks like I'll be getting a 12.5. The line is on the move from the 11.5. The total is dropping, and I'm would agree with the total dropping. I think Memphis is going to struggle to score. So yeah, sorry I had to do that while I'm recording, but I wanted to get in on that. Also want to get in on the Memphis team total under 2, but I'll wait and do that a little bit later. All right, so going back to where I was here, historically games one have gone to the home team and under. I talked about that. Home favorites in game ones are 27-14 straight up, 66%, 22-19 against the spread, 54%. Totals are 25-16 to the under. These are game one since the 2018 season. So yeah, that's what I wanted to mention there as far as just some first round jitter type spots typically go under. All right, so jumping back into this game, and I'm gonna try to speed it up. I like the Bucks in this spot. +6, didn't bet it, but I do like the Bucks, and there's a couple reasons why, right? So let's get into if I'm betting this game, and I did bet a player prop in this game. So I think it's important to remember that the Bucks ended the regular season on an 8-game winning streak, showing some great momentum heading into the playoffs. This team was really, really good, and we know that Damian Lillard was rolled out with blood clots, and now he is projected to make a return in this series. Sometimes he will not play in tomorrow's game, in game one, or today's game, but he will be back soon. So another thing I looked at was Milwaukee, speaking of Dame, when he doesn't play, 11-5 straight up are the Bucks, 10-5-1 against the number playing without Dame, including 6 straight wins. Milwaukee also finished 12-6-1 against the spread as road dogs and won 7 of their 19 games outright. They've covered 6 straight in a row as road dogs as well. And it's not that Indiana won't be fired up for this game, but we know the history between these two teams, right? The Bucks won the regular season 3-1, and they would have swept them if Tyrese Halliburton doesn't hit that left corner 3 with no time left and got fouled and on a 4-point play. So even with that, the Bucks closed the dog in that game. I think they were getting 2 points or 1.5. They covered the spread. They've covered all 4 spreads against the Indiana Pacers this season. And you look at Indiana, right? They only finished 13-19 against the spread as a home favorite this season. They finished 1-10 against the spread as a home favorite in their last 11 games. So I like the Bucks. I think that they have the momentum riding that 8-game winning streak. They've covering spreads in seven of those games. They've been one of the hotter teams in the league heading into the playoffs, and they're gonna always get up to play against the Pacers. They of course lost to the Pacers last year in the playoffs because they were hobbled. So yeah, I like Milwaukee. They've excelled as underdogs as well. I think they're 16-11-1 against the spread as dogs, including, like I said, 7 straight covers as a home dog. So yeah, I think they can keep this one within margin. Also lean towards the under in this game, and the under is more of a historical, just 4 or 5 matchup. 4 or 5 matchups typically go under. Since 2018, the 4 or 5 matchup is 44-23 to the under, about 66% in round one, symbolizing, a lot of competitiveness in these matchups between two teams that are, very, very similar in record. Last year, we saw back-to-back unders in both the Eastern and Western Conference in games 1 and game 2 versus Orlando and Cleveland, and Dallas and the Clippers when they played last season as well. So I lean under 224.5. You can still get, and I'd be taking the points with the Bucks +6 would be in my pocket if I was playing this one. As far as player props, there is one that I like here. Giannis should have a big game, of course. Tyrese Halliburton, I think, is going to be able to dish the rock as well. Giannis has dominated this matchup. He's averaged 30, 12.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists on 65% true shooting. They just don't have a matchup for Giannis. Pascal Siakam is a tad bit too small, and Miles Turner is a tad bit too slow. So will Giannis be able to do whatever it is that he wants? I think that he absolutely will. But what I want to bet on here, I'm gonna actually stop sharing, take a little quick field trip over to Outlier. There's a link in the description if you want to check Outlier out. I'm looking at Kevin Porter Jr. in this matchup. I like Kevin Porter Jr. a lot in this matchup. You can see that his points prop is listed here at 9.5. I played this at 9.5, -110. I just think that he's going to be needed, right? Like, it's pretty simple. Without Dame there, he's seen a lot more minutes. You can come down here and see that he's played 25.5 minutes in the last, the last 10 games. He's going up and over the number in 7 of those games as well. And you just need him to get to 10. We know the Pacers are going to try to play with pace. He finished the season, as you can see, with scoring 12 points in six straight games, 7 of his last 8 games that he played at least 25 minutes in. He's gone up and over this number. So if he's going to play 25 minutes, I think he's too much of a scorer to not go out there and get 10 points. He's also scored 10 points in 18 of 21 games this season when he's played at least 25 minutes. 35% of his points come as the pick and roll ball handler, which the Pacers are 13th defensively against, but I think the opportunities will be there without Dame. So I did play Kevin Porter Jr. To go up and over 9.5 points in this matchup here. So that's my player prop. It's actually the only one that I've locked in so far. We'll see how it goes, but I like the under in the game, under 224. I like the Bucks +6. And I like Kevin Porter Jr. Bet Kevin Porter Jr. over 9.5 points. Next game, let's go to the Madison Square Garden. We got the New York Knickerbockers and the Detroit Pistons. So I did do a breakdown of this whole entire series. You can check that out if you're interested. It is over on the video section, not the live section, but on the video section. You can watch. You check that video out. But when we talk about this matchup, let's just jump right into it. I think the first thing that jumps out to me in this matchup is that Detroit has they probably feeling themselves a little bit. They dominated the head-to-head matchup with the Knicks. If you go back and look at this, the Knicks did beat them in game 1. The first time that they played, I think it was like second leg of a back-to-back, last game of a road trip or something like that for the Knicks, and they went into Detroit and absolutely smoked Detroit. Beat them by 30. I think it was 128 to like 98. And that's the last time that they won and the last time that they covered. The Detroit Pistons went into Madison Square Garden back-to-back times and beat this New York Knicks team. Kay Cunningham having a big game in both of those. What's the guard name? I can't think of his name, but he was knocking down, Malik Beasley was knocking down a bunch of wide open 3-pointers and contested 3-pointers as well. I think he hit 7 in one game and 6 in the next. And then they, the most recent game was just a couple weeks ago, or like last week, at the beginning of last week, the end of last week, and Detroit took care of business as well in that matchup. That game was in Detroit. So the way I see the series going, I think it's an under series, right? I like the under in game one. I've already mentioned game ones typically go under. I know Detroit, has dominated the matchup from an ATS perspective. I think the Knicks have a lot to prove early. I like the Knicks playoff experience, right? They have, this is a team that has advanced to the conference semifinals before in back-to-back years. The Pistons, this is their first playoff appearance since 2019. The disparity, I think, in experience definitely plays a big role, especially early in the series. This is Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren, Holland, some of these young guys. It's their first time in these big playoff, type atmosphere. The Garden is going to be rocking, man. I like the Knicks early in this game as well. And there's something else that stands out to me here. It's that Tom Thibodeau, when I was going through looking for quotes, I saw something that where he was talking about, he was expressing some concerns about the Knicks late season form, noting that they didn't finish the season the way, he wanted it to, saying that they were, playing some pretty poor basketball. And they had lost 3 of their last 4 games, including that 115-106 loss to the Detroit Pistons back on the 10th. He emphasized the need for rapid improvement. And the quote was, this has to change quickly. So I think we see that early, right? I think we see a lot of focus, a lot of execution from this team early. And I think the Knicks do have some advantages where they will be able to score the basketball against Detroit. Detroit is a team that likes to attack the rim. The Knicks, rim defense it's okay. I think that they have enough to be able to, to be able to slow down the Pistons early. And I think if you're the Knicks, you have to come out and punch early. You don't want to give this Detroit team a chance to think that they can, be around in this series. So I'm expecting the Knicks to try to send a message early. Last year, the Knicks were home favorites in game 1 of the first round. They beat Philly 111-104 as a 4.5 point favorite in that game. I think it did go up and over the total because the total was like 207. Home favorites did go 5-1. Yeah, 5-1 in game 1's ATS, and the totals were 4-2 to the under last season. So that's just some historical numbers there. But I think the Knicks first half make a lot of sense, right? Like I said, they just lost to Detroit last week or week before last. Detroit will probably, like I said, be feeling themselves a little bit. And I think it's important for New York to send a message to them early. So lean Knicks early, first half -3.5. Detroit team total under 107, I think, is also something to take into consideration. We know these playoff games slow down as far as tempo and pace. You'd have to go. So I was looking at this, right? So you have to go all the way. You have to go 9 games from a historical trend perspective. You got to go 9 games, 9 game ones in the first round specifically to find where a home team allowed their opponent to score 104 points if they were favorites of more than 5.5 points, or more than 5 points. I'm sorry. So when the bigger the spread, the more defense is typically played, right? The more we see unders. So what I analyzed from that trend is that, like I said, the bigger the spread, the more you see games go under. Totals are 20-8 to the under in game 1 since 2018 if the spread is larger than 5. 71.4% of the games go under, and I think we see an under in this spot as well. I think, like I said, just lack of experience. Knicks need to send a message early. So lean under, lean Detroit, lean Knicks first half. I don't know if they're gonna cover the full game because Detroit, it's a feisty young team, man. Feisty young team playing with a lot of confidence right now. So I do think Knicks early is the best play though. -3.5 in the first half was what I'd be playing if I'm playing this one. And that's my thought process on that game. Next one we got up is the Clippers and the Nuggets. I did bet this one, and I did take the Denver Nuggets. I got the Denver Nuggets +3. I'm sorry, I took the Clippers +3. Line has come down to 2.5. It looks like. Very, very difficult matchup in my opinion here for the Nuggets. I know that the Nuggets, fired their head coach and they got the job done in the last few games. But when I'm looking at this game, man, it's really difficult to fade the Clippers. I watched what they were able to do against the Golden State Warriors, who are playing better basketball than the Denver Nuggets. Honestly, I'm not sure how many teams are playing better basketball than the Clippers right now. And I think that they can kind of keep it going. We know how good their defense has been. And their offense is number one in the last in the last 5 games of the regular season as well. So there's a lot of matchup advantages I like for the Clippers in this spot. I know going into altitude it can be tough, but Kawhi, he actually missed all 4 regular season games against Denver this season. But now he's in peak performance. Dude's averaging 29.3 points per game on 63.3% true shooting in his last 21 games. I do think that he'll be able to dominate. We saw him go out there and get buckets against Golden State. Nothing that they could do in that matchup. And the Clippers are strong teams to start series as well. Since 2018, they're 5-0 to the under in game ones of series ones of game ones of the first round. So I think we see their defense come to play here. In Denver, we talked about it when we talked about the total. Their weakness has been their defense. They're very inconsistent. They have been trying to push pace, but a defensive rating of just 118, which is 16. They got some coaching uncertainty over there as well with Adelman, taking over for Mike Malone, who was fired, and just 5-5 record. I think the Clippers are the right side in this game. Last 10 games, they're 9-1. They've been the better offensive team. Like I said, number 1 in offensive rating, and that's what Denver does best. But number 1 in offensive rating, 121.5. Defensive rating, number 3, 107.4. Net rating, they've been number 1 team the last 10 games as well. Outside of assist percentage, they've been pretty much the better team all across the board. Nuggets have been the slightly better rebounding team offensively, but defensively, the Clippers have been better. The Clippers aren't turning the ball over. I could just keep going on and on and on. Effective field goal percentage, all that good stuff has been favoring. It's definitely been favoring the Clippers. So I did bet the Clippers +3 in this matchup, and probably gonna stay off the spread, the total. But I would probably lean towards the Clippers team total up and over. I think the Nuggets gonna try to get out and play with pace to avoid the Clippers playing their half-court defense, which is really, really good. So yeah, I would lean Clippers team total up and over, thinking that they would be able to score against Denver, and Denver will want to play fast in this matchup as well. So we'll see how that goes, but Clippers for me, I need them +3. Next matchup, final matchup, my Los Angeles Lakers are laying 4 points. The spread has come down. It opened at 5. I wrote the total down at 217.5. It looks like it's down a point to 216.5. There are some 216s out there, and this spread is down to 4. There are some 4.5s out there as well. Man, this is a tough one. It's really, really tough. As much as I want to take my Lakers, I'm just come right out and tell you guys. I actually like the matchup for the Timberwolves here. I think it's kind of easy to take the Lakers, and I think I like the way. Well, I know I like the way that the Timberwolves have been playing lately. It's no shade to the Lakers. I think the Lakers can win the game. Do I think it's going to be tight, and could it be a 1-possession game? In my opinion, absolutely. Yeah. I know that the Lakers had a 3-headed monster. You got LeBron, you got AR, you got Luka Doncic, but I think the Timberwolves got some pretty good defenders, and this is the team that hangs their head on the defensive end. If this came down to a 1-possession game, would not surprise me at all. You look at the last 10 games for these teams, both teams were battling, right? So I think it's okay to look at the last 10 games. Sometimes you got to factor out the last 10 games. If the team, a team like Boston, a team like Cleveland, a team like OKC, it's not really fighting for anything. A team like Houston, but Minnesota and LA were both fighting for, seeding in the Western Conference. Lakers finished 6-4. Minnesota finished 8-2. Minnesota was actually the better offensive team. The thing that the Lakers do best is play offense. Minnesota finished with a 120.9 offensive rating in their last 10 games. Lakers finished 10th. Minnesota also the slightly better defensive team, 112.2 offensive rating to 114.8 defensive rating. Slightly better net rating. The assist percentage was up. Assist to turnover ratio was better than the Lakers as well. They were the better offensive rebounding team, the better defensive rebounding team. It's a lot to like, in my opinion, for the Timberwolves here. You just worry about if the Lakers are going to be able to force turnovers, because the Timberwolves will turn the ball over. That's one thing that they've struggled with all season long is ball protection. ball security. So we'll see how that part goes. As far as the total goes, I do lean a little bit more towards the over. I think this will be a game. This will be a series where there'll be mismatch adjustments all throughout the whole series. I think if we saw offensive explosion from either one of these teams, it would not surprise me. Defenses are good. Don't get it twisted, right? Both of these defenses are superior, probably top 10 defenses in the NBA in the last 10, 15 games. However, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lakers are also both really good in efficiency, right? Both of these teams want to shoot threes. Both of these teams, I think, will end up playing a little bit faster. In my opinion, Rudy Gobert could potentially get ran off the floor. You can see Naz Reid at the 4, which opens up the lane for the Lakers to be able to get to the paint because Minnesota, in my opinion, don't have another shot rim protector outside of Rudy Gobert. So we'll see. I think the Lakers will absolutely. JJ Redick is a smart coach. He's going to put Rudy Gobert in the pick and roll and have him guard Luka and Austin Reeves and LeBron a lot this series. Or he'll just end up on the sideline. And like I said, Naz Reid will be running the 4. Naz Reid will be running the 5, and you'll probably have Mike Conley come out and Dante DiVincenzo running, as well. So I think this one, I say all that to say that I think the total at 216.5, even though both of these teams play pretty slow, bottom 10 in pace, I do think that this one goes up and over to 216.5 if I had to bet the total. But I think the Timberwolves can keep it close, man. I think it could be a game where the Lakers win, but don't cover by two possessions. I don't know if they win by 2 possessions. So if I had to play this one, I'd be taking the points. Timberwolves also, they start the series off pretty good. 5-3 straight up, 6-2 against the spread under Chris Finch going back. And this is series 1, game 1 of the series. Going all the way back to 2021 when he came in and they were playing against the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, in that series. So, yeah, I think the Timberwolves can keep this one close, man. I know I don't think it's a popular opinion, but I absolutely think they can keep it close. So that's my thought processes on the game. Real quick, let's go through a quick recap. Talked about why I lean Milwaukee. I'm not laying points with Indiana. I think 6 is too many points. I also lean under 224.5. Kevin Porter Jr., I did bet, though. I like the Kevin Porter Jr. angle. 18 of his last 21 games, he's up and over 10 points when he plays 25-plus minutes, and I'm thinking that he's absolutely going to get the minutes. New York, Detroit, lean under. Lean New York first half. Think they got to come out punch early in that game against Detroit. Don't give them a sense of life after losing the season series 3-1. Did bet the Clippers +3. And I think Minnesota +4.5 and the over will be the way that I would play that game between them and the Lakers. Could I potentially add something? Yes, but 2 official plays. If you're interested in getting all the plays that I make, when I do make them, I send them out. You'll see them via email. If you use the link in the description to sign up, man. Resources, as always, listed here. Check them out. All of them can save you some money on whatever it is that you're willing to add to your sports betting portfolio as far as tools go. Best of luck, man. Whatever it is that you're betting. We will be live on Sunday morning. Stay tuned for a time, but we'll be live probably about 9 a.m. Going through the games for Sunday, because Sunday we got some really good games as well, man. So best of luck on Saturday. Enjoy the games, man. Playoff basketball is here. I'll catch you guys in the next one, man. I'm out.